Papagord here, and I'm back doing something with Black Series. We're not going to do a review today. I was just sitting in my chair the other night looking at my collection on a whole, and because 95% of it is Star Wars, which there's nothing wrong with that, that's just my preference, I was really kind of focusing in on a lot of figures that I really haven't looked at in a while. Either when the channel, let's even forget the channel. Well, mind you, I was only collecting slightly before the channel even existed, but I don't know. I think some days, maybe because Hasbro pumps out so many figures, so many new figures, like, oh hey, here's an exclusive with Cad Bane and Toto 360, and here's, you know, the Mandalorian Super Commando from the Star Wars Rebels, and or not Rebels, but the Clone Wars, and whatever. Like, they're just like bam, 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 bam. That sometimes some figures, I think, get lost and forgotten about a lot sooner than they should. And this is, or these are, some of the figures I think that are maybe a little underrated or have kind of fallen by the wayside or kind of gone under the radar for multiple reasons. And this, no particular order, this is my list. This is nothing, I didn't poll, I didn't do anything. These were figures that kind of stood out to me personally that I thought were fantastic figures, and I still think that they are. Just, there's factors involved that maybe they, again, were just forgotten about. So I'm just gonna show off the figures I think need their due, as it were. So, and these are in no particular order. These were just ones I grabbed off the shelf that are ones that I regularly like to look at as well. So we're gonna go with which I think will be just an easy one and maybe a weird one, but I think the Patrol Trooper from the Solo film. I think the Solo film, not saying it was a bad film, I quite enjoyed it. It took me a couple of views to really like the movie, but like, this figure is fantastic. This was one of the first ones that had that butterfly joint. You know, he comes with his little pistol gun, and he's got his little riot baton thing going on here. Kind of combination, like a grouping, or I don't know, a love connection, as it were, between a stormtrooper and a biker scout. That's just what he looks like to me. But I ultimately think because the Solo film got panned, I think, as a lot of the Solo figures are really, really good. That Rio figure, I could have easily put him in the list as well. I think the photo reel was done super great on that whole line. Questionable choices with a couple of the figures that they decided to put out, but I definitely think, because of how poorly received Solo was, a lot of those figures either get dumped into the worst figures, like the Lando, even the Han Solo, the Moloch. So that's where I kind of think he's kind of been kind of lost in time a little bit. But I love the Patrol Trooper. So let's put him down. Another one is Skiff Guard Lando. Let's take his helmet off. There we go. Again, we just had the Empire Strikes Back 40th with the Lando, with the updated Lando head sculpt, but this was our first Lando with more of a realistic look to him. Again, I think because he's in disguise, he sits back with my little Jabba display I have there, and he just becomes a background character. Now, That may change in a couple of years, in a few years, when Jedi hits the magic 40. I don't know if this will be one that we get a re-release on or not, but again, it's one of my favorites. I love this figure. I wish we had more that kind of blended in for that Jabba scene down in Jabba's palace. So Lando definitely earns his spot. Just because the Imperial TIE pilot. I've always had a thing about the TIE fighter pilots. I don't know if it's the helmet, the all black flight suit, the chest I don't know what it is. I always thought they were really rad. I never understood why their TIE fighters were white. When I was growing up as a kid, theirs were white and Vader had like a gray black. But these guys look awesome. I could throw the AT-AT driver in the same category. Again, these guys are just faceless, nameless troopers who unfortunately tend not to survive a lot of battles. I would have loved to have seen them give this guy a 6-inch TIE fighter rather than the First Order. I understand why they went with the First Order. It's the new Star Wars film at the time and whatever else, but I still would have preferred the classic TIE fighter and thrown in with one of these guys. So again, I think underrated. Another Imperial, and that's the Death Star Commander, whatever you want to call him. Let's get his helmet thing off there. Again, just a great non-real person face sculpt. I dig the sculpt on this guy. He looks really good. He's got decent posability as well. He's like a background character. I would love to see more with the different style helmets, you name it. But he is a far cry from the original 3 3/4 inch figure that he was designed off of. I think he looks fantastic. Doesn't come with a whole lot, but I mean, you know what? He can take his helmet off. He comes with the Rebel blaster, which I think is kind of weird. I have to dig out another Stormtrooper blaster for him. But yeah, he's another one. He looks great. I think easily because he's all black. Maybe my eyes or everybody just kind of looks past him. So I don't know. I don't know what the reason is, but I think he's fantastic. I might be using that word far too much in this video. This one, I might get flack on the next two. I'm just going to group them together. But that would be Cassian Andor from the 3-pack that came with the Death Trooper and that way overused original Jyn Erso. I wish that maybe this was the only Cassian that we got, besides the one for the Edu, where he's so thick and bulky and he looks like he should be on Hoth. Honestly, yeah, it was great that you could remove his helmet I don't enjoy that figure. This one, he looks like a smuggler. Yeah, this is a time before the face sculpting and the digital face printing happened, but the figure itself looks awesome. I love this thing. Again, it's very Han Solo, smuggler-ish. I love his gun. I love the fact you can take it down into 3 parts. This was honestly the only reason that I wanted the 3-pack. I didn't care if I had a second Death Trooper or not, even though that one was slightly different, so I'm glad I have that. But yeah, I'd love to see them redo the head on this one. If they decide that they're going to redo Rogue One figures, maybe skip the other Cassian and just go straight for this one as a single pack. So that, yeah, he needs a new face for sure, but I think he's a fantastic figure. And with that one, this is the other one I'm going to get flack for. And it's Jyn Erso but it's the Edu, the Kmart exclusive one. Just the amount of detail and stuff on her. Now, I realize that a good chunk of this figure is reuse from her other one, but she gets her, I just don't want her to fall off her rocky perch here. So her hat can come off. She's got a breather mask. She's got her blaster. The weathered cape look thing going on. I don't really care so much about the base piece or whatever, because it really puts her feet into some crazy bends, and yeah, but this one's great. Again, suffers from the face not looking anything like the actress, but I still think it's a great figure. This one's a little easier for me to look at because I have it displayed with the other sets that have the base pieces that were the Target exclusives. I believe that well, EB Games had them as well. I would imagine maybe GameStop. I don't know. What do we got left? Okay, a few more. Sorry, guys, this might be going a little long, but hey, what can you do? Greedo, I think, is very overrated. Or, sorry, not overrated, very underrated. I think because he came out so early. This, to me, may have been a weird choice to come out as early as he did. And I still think he has aged pretty well. Yeah, his articulation in the arms may not be super great, but you know what? We're still getting figures today that have lousy articulation. He looks great. Colors are there. Yeah, he doesn't come with a whole lot. He's got his blaster or whatever. But I think because he was made so long ago, and probably a lot harder to track down now. So I think he gets lost in the sea of new. So Greedo, definitely an awesome one. Jyn Erso. She is probably one of, if not, yeah, she still is. Even though she technically doesn't exist in Star Wars any longer, rest in peace, and that's been a while, but this figure is one of my absolute favorites of all time. Well, always will be. It's one of the best female bodies. They've stolen parts of this, or for Afra, has been made off of her body. But again, the face sculpt is totally Harrison Ford, Carrie Fisher blended into one, and this is what you get. You get that smirk, that Han Solo smirk going on there. She comes with tons of accessories. It's a jumpsuit, flight suit, whatever, which I love. Like, you get her purple lightsaber to her. You get her blaster. You can take the harness stuff off. You get her own helmet. Like, there's just so much stuff. Yeah, the range on the head wasn't super great, just because, but the detail on the hair is phenomenal. She just looks great. If I ever come across another one, I'd like to get another one just as a backup. I don't think anything will happen to this one, but she's just incredible. And honestly, she doesn't have a place. She is like, I believe, I was trying to go through all of my figures to think that she doesn't have anybody else to go with her. At least all the other figures have something in common. So, but she doesn't. And oh god, I love this figure. So if you haven't got her, try to find her. She is fantastic. I got three left. All right, this might catch some people off guard, but Bossk. This is the archive version. I'm saying both versions because they're basically the same. Bossk is incredible, awesome. We got a moving jaw on here. I forgot. It's been so long since I moved mine. Mine's got paint bleed from his collar onto the back of his neck, but he looks incredible. He's big. He is a lizard. He's just great. I think he kind of gets forgotten about. One, Boba Fett. Straight up. Two, Dengar comes out, and that figure was, again, a fantastic figure. Then you get Forlom and Zuckuss, and they just got a remake or a paint upgrade or whatever. They got made into Kenner colors, so they kind of came from being more backgroundy to a little bit more to the foreground a little bit, where Bossk has been a one and done. I know Dengar has as well, but Dengar he's a phenomenal figure. So I think, again, he just sits kind of in the background debating on how you display your stuff, and you're just like, oh, there's a quick flash of yellow. So I think, again, Bossk deserves a little bit more love for sure. Yeah, I think I'm gonna keep up with this one here. I think just, again, he's background, and that's a sand person, Tusken Raider, what have you. I think, again, they just, maybe the colors, he blends in. You tend not to notice him so much. Came with an absolute ton of accessories. He had his rifle, his gaffy stick that had three different pieces that you could attach for multiple looks. So it kind of made you go, I need more than one. I still only have one. I do need to get at least another one. I even have to try to iron his thing still. This is how wrinkly he came out of the package, and it does ultimately kind of still bug me, but I guess not enough for me to not iron him since I've had him. But again, looks incredible. Yeah, I don't know what it is. Again, I think these are just ones. New stuff is coming out, and a lot of stuff is getting forgotten about. So, and then, not like a drum roll or anything, but I think my last one is Hello Asti. Again, another pilot. Got the flight suit. Got a helmet that's just for him, for sure. Got the markings for, because of Beastie Boys, Hello Nasty, Hello Asti. He looks really good. Again, it's alien. Yeah, the articulation, again, is not super great on this guy. He does move to some degree, but the harness does affect some of the articulation a little bit. But you get the removable helmet, you get his little blaster pistol. I think maybe because it's from the sequels, and unfortunately the sequels haven't got as much love as the original trilogy by far. And for that matter, even the prequels are starting to really grow on people. I don't know if it's just the age, it's pure Star Wars campiness, something like that. I don't know. But I think I have him beside my Ian McShane Rebel, and I think you just see the orange in the orange, and I automatically think, oh, there's that sad Poe, and I just look past him. So those are some of mine. I think that was maybe 11, but I don't know. Let me know down in the comments. Give me 2 figures. Give me 2 of your figures that you think are greatly underappreciated. I'd really like to know. That may make me go back and look at my shelves some more and go, yeah, you know what, you're right. So, guys, comment, share, like, subscribe, all that usual YouTube mumbo jumbo. Welcome to anybody who's new. I noticed that we're creeping along there. The line's going up and up and up, which is awesome. I have that cable figure somewhere I'm going to give away before we hit 850 subscribers. I haven't picked. It could be 849. It could be 8. I don't know. And then, of course, we got the backpack. Wow, the backpack full of figures, and there's not just Black Series in there. There might be 1 or 2 of something else as well. So comment, share, like, subscribe, all that usual YouTube mumbo jumbo. I don't know if I've already said that, but hey, I said it twice. Put on the bell notification so you know whenever I upload. I did a late late last minute stream last night, which was awesome. Lots of people came out, so love you guys for that. And I think that's gonna do it for me. Stay tuned for, I don't know, something Black Series is coming up. Again, I keep threatening to do a G.I. Joe or maybe a Power Ranger review just to change things up. Let me know down in the comments if you want to see something other than Star Wars. You guys have been around, pretty well know what I collect. And that's it. I'm out of here. We'll see you guys again later. Later, eh?